20 minutes later, her phone was buzzing with a frenzy as she sat in the hotel-provided robe, unpinning her hair from all the bobby pins Meredith had put in it. She lifted the phone and glared at the torrent of messages from both Isaias and Merlin. She responded to Merlin with a text to go fuck himself. She ignored Isaias' messages. He had ignored her throughout the hour she'd sat at the table, so she felt it was only fair. He hadn't even told her she looked beautiful, and she knew she had looked good. It wasn't she needed his compliments, but what woman didn't want her man to comment? What was wrong with him? Worse, what was wrong with her for still thinking he was her man? 15 minutes later, her phone continued to ring incessantly as she placed a room service order for coconut cream pie, a bottle of wine, and a package of mixed candies and confectionaries. She was planning on eating her feelings, and she knew it. She finally snapped and answered the phone. What? What do you want? Where the hell are you, Liesel? My entire security team is searching for you. Are you safe? What the fuck do you care? I'm surprised you even noticed I wasn't there. Her tone clearly surprised him as he went silent. She sniffed as her emotions got the better of her. If you were going to end things with me tonight, why the hell did you ask me to be here? Was this some kind of humiliation because I crossed a line with you? What? I told Mallory I didn't need to come tonight, but he insisted you wanted me here. Considering the way things went with Trent and Merlin and how you were so pissed off at me, I can't help but wonder if you only wanted me here to rub salt into their wounds. It's clear you didn't care to have me on your arm. You didn't even look in my direction for more than 30 seconds. Baby, that's not true. You spent more time looking at my ex and sister than you did me. She whimpered. You didn't even say hello to me. He was quiet when she chastised him. Isaias, I know I spoke out of turn on Friday morning, but if you want to end things, I didn't need one more last night on the town or for you to let me down gently. End things? Isn't it why you haven't called me, talked to me, and then sent Mallory to escort me? The girls told me to give you the benefit of the doubt and suggested you were busy, but I knew in my gut something wasn't right. You don't have to pretend, Isaias. I know I crossed a line telling you how I felt. No. I was not looking to end things. Is this what's been going through your head? He sounded incredulous. Isaias, you didn't even say hello, she repeated herself. I got all dressed up and the girls did my hair and makeup, and you didn't even notice. Why did you ask me to come if you didn't want me here? I want you here. It didn't feel like it. He sighed regretfully. I'm sorry, honey. I am. Trent and Merlin got under my skin. When I got the report today Trent had indeed put recording devices in your apartment, I lost my cool. I've been struggling with my temper, but they went too far cornering you. Babe, I want to beat him into next fucking week. It is taking all of my energy not to go back into the gala and pound him into oblivion. He spoke softly. I don't usually have a bad temper, Liesel, but when I do it takes me a bit to rein it back in, and I got the information on the way to the gala, and I swear I want the bastard dead. No! She whispered his name in shock. You can't say such things. More than I wanted their company destroyed, I'm furious with the violation of your being, Liesel. The bastard, he took a sharp breath as if recalling what he wanted to say was causing him pain. Liesel, he had a listening device installed behind your headboard. The others, in your light switches, light fixtures, electrical sockets and even in the thermostat were all likely installed before you moved in, but the fact there is one on your bed, babe, it means he was in your apartment after you furnished it. What if Merlin put that one in when he snuck into my bed? She said, shaking as she considered the lengths the men in her ex-family were going to in stalking her. I hadn't considered it, to be honest, he spoke equally quietly. I think he had one thing on his mind, and one thing only when he snuck into your place, babe. Trent, on the other hand, is far more malicious. Merlin was stunned to hear me today. You saw his face. I guess. Liesel, I'm not wanting to end things. I'm not upset with you. I'm not angry with you. I want very much to hold you and tell you how much I miss you. I got caught up with wanting to fuck those two morons over. I forgot to pay attention to the most important person in the room. She bit her lip and stared at the ceiling. I understand. Come back, babe. I can't. I already got changed. I took off my makeup and took my hair out. Babe, you've been gone under an hour. There's no way you made it home and got changed. I didn't go home. Well, where are you? Isaias, I needed to get away. It was too much with all the drama and your cold shoulder. I know you said you weren't going to break up with me, but you didn't text me once in almost 36 hours. I had zero contact from you. It hurt, Isaias. I know I shouldn't have said what I said Friday morning, but it was on my mind and in my heart, and I needed to say. I don't want it to hurt because you don't feel the same, but it does. I wanted to be cool about it, but I was nervous about saying what I said, and then you didn't reach out, and then Mallory was the one who took me to the gala, and then you ignored me. This night has been a shit show, and I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to get a snack, and then I'm going to bed. Liesel. Isaias, I need time. It hurts right now, and I need to clear my mind. If we're over, then say so, and don't prolong my agony. You are not ending us, Liesel. I want to see you. His swallowing was audible as he pleaded with her. Where are you? She knew she was being cowardly, but she couldn't help herself. I have to go. She hung up the phone and for good measure powered it down. She lay down on the bed and let the tears fall. He was going to lose his mind. He stared at the end call notification on his phone and felt his fury rising. You, okay? Enia questioned as she approached from behind him. You're almost up for your speech. No. I fucked up. You mean with the weird cold shoulder thing you were giving Liesel for a situation which wasn't even close to her fault? Yeah, you did. Enia, not now. Then when, Isaias? You know, I've known you my entire life. I have never, not once seen you like this over a woman. You've never been this obsessed. I'm not obsessed. No? No. Then what is it? Is it the McGrath connection? Fuck no. He shook his head and took a breath. I'm head over heels in love with her, Enia. From the minute she sat across from me in the restaurant and slid a thumb drive into my hand, I've been captivated, and every conversation thereafter has amplified it. I didn't realize how hard I was falling until she told me Friday morning she was falling in love with me. Everything in me wanted to tell her how I felt, but over the phone seemed wrong. If for the first time ever in my life I'm going to tell a woman I love her, it's not going to be on the phone while I'm 3,000 miles away. Enia's smile was huge as she stared at him. Holy shit! Isaias Machado caught real feelings? Caught them hard, and now I fucked it up. I didn't call her back and talk to her because I was terrified of blurting it out over the phone, and I wanted to say it to her face. Instead, in the car, I got the stupid report about Trent violating her privacy. Then we walked in here to see her being accosted by the four of them with Mallory standing there letting it happen. I was trying to rein in my temper, so I didn't snap at her by mistake, and she thought I was ignoring her. You were. It wasn't intentional, N. He rubbed the back of his neck. I want to go in there and beat Trent McGrath into the ground for putting a recording device on her headboard. It means he was in her place after she moved in her bedroom. The night Merlin broke in, Fred made a comment about Trent secretly wanting Liesel and suggested he'd put a camera over her shower. All I can think of now is the dirty pervert going through her belongings while she wasn't there, sniffing her panties and listening to her conversations with her friends. He clenched his fists. What makes me more upset was, how long was this going on? Has he been perving on her for years, or only since she left Merlin? Shit, Isaias, I'm sorry. I didn't even consider this. It's all I can think of. Merlin is a duckling, Enia. He follows his parents around and does everything they tell him to without a mind of his own. Trent is the mastermind. I've been through Merlin's emails, and I don't doubt he loves Liesel in whatever sick twisted way he is capable of loving anyone, but Trent is obsessed. He's old and married. Are you sure it's not a fatherly affection? Come on, Enia. You saw the way he looked at her in her dress tonight. Merlin tried to get in between them more than once. I'd bet my takeover Merlin's been aware of his father's desire for his wife for a long time, and he's been running interference. What are you going to do? I don't know. I need to keep her safe, but most importantly, I don't want to lose her. She's everything to me. I didn't wait 39 years to finally fall in love only to lose her over a misunderstanding. I need to figure out where she went. She left? Yes. I asked her to come back, and she said she was already undressed, makeup off and hair undone. She didn't go home then? No. She must have taken a room in the hotel, Enia said, with a shrug. She probably got a room while the three of you were behaving like brutes arguing in the alcove. He looked to the ceiling with relief at his sister's brilliance. You're right. He caught sight of the event coordinator looking around for him, and he knew he was going to have to make his presentation. Fuck, I don't want to do this. I want to find her. Michelle deserves you to put your emotions aside for 20 minutes and give her the due she is warranted. Then we will get the rest sorted. We'll figure out which room she's in and we'll get you to her. You can declare your love and devotion, get the girl back, and I can go back to finding someone to scratch an itch. He hugged her to his side. You deserve more than itch scratching. Yup, but it's going to have to be it for tonight. Excuse me, Isaias, the nasally voice he was growing to despise crawled along his skin. What? He turned and looked to Sandy with distaste. Her dress reminded him of a slutty Morticia Addams Halloween costume, and he wasn't sure where to look considering her makeup was so overdone it bordered theatrical. He saw Enia's sneer and knew his facial expressions were not much better. Do you know where Liesel is? She left. She had a headache and left, Enia interrupted. I really wanted to talk to her. Sandy shifted in her heels. She said she was about talking to a lawyer to ban us from talking to her, and I can't let her do that. She's my big sister, and she needs to be here for me. I need her. I can't think straight if she's not part of my life. You don't think straight, period. Isaias cut her off. I was not joking when I said earlier, I'd ruin you, Sandy. Leave her alone. You've broken her heart. I did her a favor, Sandy said earnestly, gripping his arm. I knew Merlin would never be able to be faithful to her. He's always had his eye on me. He can say what he wants, and he can protest all he wants, but he has always stared at me. It's not his fault. I know how much more beautiful I am than Liesel, and I'm infinitely more intelligent. She's an artist where I have my CPA. Isaias felt his jaw clench. You're joking, right? Oh, come now, Sandy stroked his bicep, making a face when he slapped her hand off. If I offered right now to show you what I can do with my mouth, you'd follow me into the nearest hotel room too. Merlin was ripe for the picking. Why would anyone settle for Liesel when they can have me? She looked him over as if forgetting Enia's presence and leaned closer. If you want to see what all the rage is, I'm game, Isaias. You have got to be kidding me. Enia snorted. Are you seriously propositioning my brother with me standing right here while you're pregnant with your sister's ex-husband's baby? What is wrong with you? Do you lack basic decency? I'm simply stating a fact. Liesel is a flaky artist with no real career path in place. Men like Isaias and Merlin need an intellectual woman who can keep up with your brain. She looked him up and down, drawing her tongue along her lower lip, and your body. Isaias stepped closer to her. Let me make myself abundantly clear, Sandy. I loathe you. If my choices were you and a goat, I'd take the goat. You repulse me. Your sister is worth 1,000,000 of you. She is smart, funny, sexy as hell, and she is mine. If I catch you so much as breathing any further plots or plans against her, contemplating upsetting her, suggesting you want to hurt her by forcing your unwanted attention on her again, I'll make good on my threat from earlier. Stay away from her. Stay away from me. He walked away from the psychotic bitch and headed back to the gala towards the coordinator who was anxiously awaiting him. Let's get this going. I have somewhere to be. He was going to go find his girl and fix everything. Liesel was impatiently waiting on her room service. When she'd ordered it, they had told her it would be a bit because the kitchen was backed up due to the banquet and almost a full house of guests, but it was now going on an hour, and she wanted the pie and wine desperately. A knock on the door and a man's voice calling room service made her jump off the bed, yanking the robe closer together, and she pulled the door open. A friendly-looking gentleman stood there holding a silver tray, and she reached out and took it from him with a smile, putting some cash in his hand. "Thank you. I'll carry it," Isaiah's voice spoke as he pushed past the man, grabbing the tray from her and strolling into her room. She sighed and closed the door on the surprised man's face. "Isaiah, what are you doing here?" "I can't go home because you aren't there, therefore I'm here." "What do you mean you can't go home?" "You can go home." She followed him into the room, glaring at him as he lifted the cloche off her snacks, nodding appreciatively at the coconut cream pie. She growled when he swiped his finger along the cream and then licked it. "Hey, that's mine. We'll share." "No, we won't because you are leaving." She considered the whining tone of her voice coupled with the desire to stomp her foot had to be out of emotional exhaustion. She was not typically childlike, but the urge to throw down on the floor and flail was immense. "I'm not leaving, at least until I say what I need to say." Liesel watched as he uncorked her bottle of wine and poured some into the tumblers, which came with the room. "Then say what you have to say and go. My head is pounding, and I want to eat my pie and drink my wine in peace." "What about the jelly beans and the can of chips?" "I never understood what the fascination is with chips in a can. Makes no sense to me because the opening is too small for any grown man to put their hands into. I prefer the bag. I can't be choosy though, since I didn't eat much of dinner because I was focused on not beating up your ex and his father. I think we'll share these too." She rolled her eyes and flopped onto a chair frustratedly, shaking her head at his odd behavior. He was avoiding eye contact with her and was digging around the room as if nervous, and she knew this was a man who hadn't been nervous a day in his life. She curled up into a ball on the chair, tugging the robe around her legs and waiting for it. It being, of course, the inevitable ending of their relationship. She steeled herself for the way her heart was going to hurt. He stood over her and put a glass of wine in her hand, and she stared into the dark liquid, avoiding his eyes. "Your sister propositioned me." Her eyes snapped to his incredulously. "What?" "Yeah. In front of Enya, actually. She's the strangest woman I've ever had the misfortune to encounter." Enya admitted to being unable to look away from her. "I mean, the entire room was staring at her because she is dressed like she's at an Addams Family cosplay party. She thinks it's because she looks good, but really, it's because she's like a car crash." People were rubbernecking to see what the hell Merlin McGrath downgraded to, and the jokes were something else. Merlin was quite uncomfortable with the attention she was gathering. He sat down in the seat opposite her and kicked his feet up on the table between them. He looked around. This is a cozy little room. People were cracking jokes? Liesel didn't look up from her wine. "Yes. Dad said he overheard one guy ask if Merlin was so proud of the baby in his new wife's belly, he was trying to show the world the snatch he put it in. It seems when she sat down the strips of the material of her skirt all fell apart, and depending on which version you hear, she's either not wearing underwear or the ones she is wearing have been eaten by her crotch." He took a long drink of his wine. "I personally didn't look over, but Enya feels it is option too." "Oh dear." Liesel was struggling not to giggle at the story. "And she hit on you?" "Yes. Walked right up to me asking me where you were, and then said she could blow me better than you could, and offered to do it." He gave an exaggerated shudder. "I almost puked on her shoes." He looked up then. "Also, nobody can blow me better than you can." Her grin faded as she scowled at him, their eyes connecting for the first time since he entered the room. "Very funny." "It is not a joke. I mean it. There is no other woman on the planet whose lips I want on my junk." "Nice." She took a sip of her wine and then grimaced. "This looked better in the menu." "You're spoiled because you and the girls got into the expensive stuff in my wine cellar." "Yeah, we did." She grinned with the memory. "We drank 2 bottles Thursday night and we split another bottle today getting me ready." "Good." He smiled gently at her. "I'm happy when you're home, you know, to feel free to do as you please." At his phrasing of being home, she looked away again. A strange urge to cry for what felt like the 20th time made her look up to the ceiling in a bid to quell the tears. "Why are you crying, Liesel?" "I'm not." Her voice was shaky. "You are, sweetheart." "Isaiah, can we get this over with?" "Get what over with?" She flung her fingers in his direction. You are breaking up with me. I told you earlier on the phone I had no intention of breaking up with you. He stared at her sadly. Is it what you want though? You don't want to be with me? She shook her head quickly. No, it's not what I want. I am sorry for tonight, Liesel. I had an entire little speech prepared to say to you before the gala, and when I was in the car coming from the airport to the hotel, I got the report on Trent. Then I walked in and saw Mallory wasn't intervening on the 4-on-1 tag team which was going on, and I lost my cool. It took me a long time to get my temper under control. She nodded at his explanation. You were gorgeous tonight. I knew you would look exquisite in red. It's an incredible color on you. You were the most beautiful woman in the place, and I should have told you the minute I saw you. I should have paid you better attention, and I should have made sure you knew nothing was more important than you. He set his tumbler on the table. Liesel, honey, look at me. She turned her head to face him and saw the sadness etched on his face. He was leaned forward, his bow tie haphazardly hanging around his neck undone, and his fingers clenched tight together on his lap. Please forgive me?